Hello again, I'm Rodney Reynolds from FreeDGameMan.com, and this next Q&A video was asked by Matt on FreeDGameMan.com in the members question area of the forum, and that is where if you have a question for me, you should ask it. Also note that you can post on FreeDGameMan.com anonymously, but if you want to ask a question in the forum, you will need to register. It only takes a minute if you want to, but you don't have to. You can post anonymously. Now let me get to this question. And Matt has some balls in asking this because it is a sensitive topic. It is about internet usage and depression. By the way, I will credit Matt for this because, like I say, it took some courage to ask this question. Right here is his YouTube channel if you want to check that out. So kudos to you, Matt, for asking this. It is a very, very controversial, sensitive topic. Let me get to it. Now, this question was directed to me. How do, I deal with the business? Everything I do is basically online. I'm on camera, I'm online, I'm doing, everything is internet related. So, do I have any kind of habits or techniques or tips, so you don't get yourself so involved with this business that you become depressed. It is at some points overwhelming. The business is certainly, it isn't one to get into if you want to get rich overnight. Actually, you'll never get rich in this business unless you're extremely lucky. So there is issues to deal with in this particular business, like every business and like all kinds of work. Thankfully, I do not have depression. So I'm very grateful for that. I'm not on any kind of, antidepressants or anything like that to help me deal with it. I cope. And some of the things that I do to cope is just basically, do what I can do. And not only do I have everything to deal with in my own business, but I have 2 young kids, I have a house, and everything else that's going on around me. So there's a lot more into the mix than just the business. If I just had the business itself, my God, I would be producing like 10 videos a day, but I just don't have the time. And that's just the reality of it. That's depressing in a way, but it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. There's no point in getting depressed. Sometimes you might get angry, but I can't say that I've ever been one to get really, really depressed. Everyone from time to time gets depressed, me included, but I'm not in a state of depression where I wake up at night and at night depressed and in the morning depressed. I'm not like that at all. What I do is stay positive. I eat right, or I try to most of the time. I exercise. I usually go for a walk, a 40-minute plus walk. I have hobbies. I try to keep my mind active, my body active, and that's it pretty much. And regulate yourself. Don't play games 6 hours a day. Don't be on the internet all the time. Break away from things. Mix it up. That's it pretty much. Mix it up a little bit. Keep everything balanced. Don't focus on one thing too much because that can get you lost almost. And if you do have depression, and you can't so-called fix it with eating right, exercising, keeping your mind active. If you can't do it with that, you can't see a doctor, and maybe you need some kind of medication to help you, and that's fine. If you need it, you need it. That's okay. But for me, I just deal with it on a daily basis. I don't think about the overwhelming amount of work that I have to do tomorrow or next week because, well, there always is an overwhelming amount of work every single day you get up. I'm a dad, I'm a business owner, I'm a homeowner, I own vehicles, so you just deal with it. You just have to deal with it and try to stay positive about it all. And I don't monitor everything. I can't always be on my website. I can't always be answering emails. I can't always be on YouTube responding, which actually I don't do anymore. I can't. It's impossible. A lot of people, still probably don't understand and dislike me because I won't go on YouTube and answer all the different questions and responses. I can't. There's too many videos. There are too many comments. I just cannot do it. I'm sorry that I can't do it. I wish I could. But in a way, it's not healthy. It's just not healthy. And you have to break away from that stuff because, like I said, you can get so buried into this online kind of world that you get completely lost, and everything is overwhelming. You have to focus your energy where you think it is best. The best rewards are going to come out of it. And if you're spread, then you have to spread that load throughout everything, and family, work, blah blah blah. So and that's really how I personally deal with it. Now, I'm not Dr. Rodney, depression specialist, but I thought that I would share these tips and techniques and things that I've learned over the years. Basically, to sum it up, all I do is try and eat right, exercise, keep your mind active, and focus on what you're doing. No matter if it's family related or if it's business related. But if you can't deal with things by doing those few little tips and tricks and techniques, you just can't deal, then see someone. Depression is serious, can lead to some horrible things. So you want to kind of figure that out and get on track and deal with it. But one of the most important things that I've found that have worked lately is focusing. Removing things that I don't need. One of them is YouTube comments. I cannot deal with them. It's way too much. It is overwhelming. There's no way I can deal with it. And I've asked it. A lot of people will not understand that. They don't understand it. They will never understand it. But that is one of the reasons. It's overwhelming. There's too many of them. And a lot of them are, negative. That's something else. Free yourself of negativity if possible. Not real stuff, not the reality of the world. You don't want to free yourself from the reality of things. Drinking, a 2-4 every day is not good for you. That's the reality of it. That's not negative. It's the reality of it. Maybe hand gliding is not the safest sport. That's the reality of it. That's not negative. Negative comments are like, you're fat, or you're ugly, or whatever. That's negative stuff. It's different than people being real. You have to deal with reality. If you can't, you need to see someone about it. And a lot of people these days don't want to deal with reality. They don't. And I'm very real. I'm too real. My wife will tell you that I am really too real. I'm like sometimes I'm just a little bit too real. So, but I mean, maybe that's part of me dealing with things, But I would really like to hear from you on this as well. How you deal? We all deal one way or another. We deal with the overwhelming amount of stuff that burdens us these days. So head on over to 3dgameman.com and leave a comment as well. Remember, you can post anonymously.